you know, they are usually Arab lookings, like, you know, dark hair, dark
Like you.
eyes. No, but you know, I mean, they
Yeah.
have to, and then they grow beard, right?
Yeah.
So they send them in, they take out 2 Talibans and they're out of the country, and they send in 2 new ones, they're taking out 2 and they're out of the country. So,
Contractors?
yeah.
Huh.
I mean, and for how long?
So they
are you-
infiltrate the Taliban and then kill a couple and then they leave.
So what is the use of it, really? I mean, what are you going to do with it? I mean, for how long can you do that? There's so many other things that needs to be done. I mean, there's a lot of corruption. There is a lot of things with government and ministries that could be done. It just seems like a waste of money.
Tell me about this women's conference you're about to attend.
It's an organization called International League for Women, Women's International League for Freedom and Peace, and they work in several countries and have different branches. But their main office is in Geneva. In Geneva.
By the UN.
So, yeah. So they are working in war and conflict zones for women to make them participate in the peacemaking and decision-making of how war and conflict should be solved, right? And also they work a lot with 1325, which is the UN resolution, when it comes to implementing special resolution when it comes to specifically women's situation in war and conflict, when it comes to sexual assault, rape and other gender-based sexual violence during war and conflict. So it puts the emphasis on that. And then the other resolution like 1820 puts emphasis on war victims, in particular women who has been trafficked. So it brings out a lot of other issues in war and conflict, which is not very masculine, of course, which is very necessary to also look into, like women's situation in war and conflict. They're pretty good. They have been giving out a lot of publicity about security on whose term, security for who, sexual violence against women in Congo. They have a lot of publication and research being done in the field. Human rights, women defenders, you know, special security, because they are much more vulnerable, right? Because,
women.
They are out there, they are working, so they are very exposed. It's a very vulnerable group, actually, because most of them are very strong, very outspoken, very driven, and put themselves in the front line.
Yeah.
To make a point, right? And so...
Do you feel like you're putting yourself on the front line, or are you putting yourself up by going, do you wear a burqa when you go do your work? Like, tell me, describe a typical work day where you're going.
So I wake up in the morning around 5:36, because that's where the morning prayer starts.
Okay.
And usually that's when it happens, because the suicide bomber first of all goes to the morning prayer, and everything happens, if it's gonna happen, right after morning prayer. And there's a sick joke that if you have made a day to the noon, then you're good to go for that day, because that's how it goes, really. So then I'm holding kind of my breath to 7, because that's like, you know, 1.5 hours after the prayer. So then the car comes and picks us up at 7:30.
So you go to mosque first thing?
No. I'm still at home. The car comes and picks us up to take us to the office. So then we are dressed. I mean, I'm usually dressed in black, as you can see. Long sleeves, covered all this way. And then I have a scarf that I put around. And I wear my Ray-Bans, which is not very good, because it draws attention, as I heard in the car.
Yeah.
Because then they can see that I'm a foreigner.
Foreigner.
Cool one, yeah.
Yeah,
So
you're a cool foreigner.
So even
What
though
are
I
you
look
doing here?
Afghan,
You're also looking like a potential threat.
Yeah.
A reporter, for example.
yeah. So then we're sitting in the car. It's about 45-50 minutes to the office. You get searched. They go through your bag. They go through your car.
What are they looking for?
Explosive, guns, knife, anything.
At what kind of, where is that checkpoint, for example? From the car into the building?
Yeah.
Or they're along the road, or both?
No. They're outside of the building. You can't go anywhere without getting searched. If you go for fresh juice, you will get searched. Which is, I mean, you will appreciate it after a while in Afghanistan, right? And you will get worried when they are not doing it properly. This is the sick part, because in the beginning you're quite provoked by it.
Yeah.
And, but then after a while you get almost provoked if this is not being done properly.
Yeah, I understand.
Since how long you doing that?
In Afghanistan, 4 months.
For 2 years.
Yeah.
So you're okay. You feel you can do it. You can hold for 2 years.
I will try to do it for 1 year, because it's very intensive and it's very difficult, and there are many struggles, and it's really takes a lot of your patience, because you need a lot of patience, especially when it comes to my work, because my work is not like implementing a school and you go and build a school and then you see the school and you see children coming and going, right? My work it takes 10 years, 20 years, 100 years. And if I can see just one little step, then I'm happy. But it's really very difficult, because from the 7 in the morning to actually when you go to bed, it's constantly a struggle, because as a woman, you have to kind of ask for things twice. And it's, as from the Jesus time, you have to almost be 2 women to make sure that you get what you want. Because if I say, listen, I don't have warm water, I can ask for it for like a week, and then I will probably get it. But if one of my male colleagues asks it, he will have it right after 20 minutes.
So what if you're just a kick-ass demanding woman? Are they going to
This is the thing. You can't
slap
kick
you
ass.
down? You can't kick ass.
You can't kick ass. It doesn't matter how strong, independent you are. If you don't play the game, if you don't do it properly, if you don't make friends, if you don't swallow, you can't get along. Really, that's how it is. Because you can't go into a person's office and make a point and say, listen, I have been waiting for do. And the more you shout, the more provocative you are as a woman, the more you get okay, go ahead.
So what kinds of policies are you trying to implement? I mean, what after you get searched and go into the building, what happens next? What do you do?
I go to my office
Mm-hmm.
and I close the door and say,
I made it.
I'm alive. Yes.
Oh, wow.
And then 2 cup coffee later, it's the first meeting. And then it's probably like 3 other meetings coming. And then the best part of the day, it's the lunch. But not because the lunch is so great, but that you just you can just go out and breathe out a bit.
Yeah.
And I have my colleague there, so we are just trying to make the most appropriate steps while we're walking from one building to another.
Mm-hmm.
She's a great person. I would